We've got lots of great action, and coming this week, it's week number 2. No one plays the same opponent more than once. And so we're going to start covering some of the upcoming matches we have, Ben, don't we? Don't we have some great matches coming up?
Yeah, we've got a lot of great matches coming up. One of the good ones from today, Morrow versus Huck. Unfortunately, not going to be played today as there are some administrative issues surrounding that match. But Zenio Naniwa, that's one that Kevin's going to speak to later on in the show as well. But the game I'm most excited to happens on Friday. It's Beastie versus Violet. Former teammates, strong Serbian Terran player against the formerly Team Empire Violet, now Team Azubu Violet.
And a little bit of your former teammate as well, man.
Yeah, Beastie was in the house with me living for the past 3 months. He left fairly recently. He was living with me when he qualified for Season 4 of the North American Solo.
At the time, he was Mr. Beastie QT.
That's right, Mr. Beastie QT.
Mr. Beastie.
Team Mr.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this series as well. I think Beastie's gotten a lot better since he started locking down. And I think he's got a lot to prove. A lot of people don't know too much about him compared to like Cass and Happy. But I think Beastie will impress a lot of people.
I really hope so. The one thing that really sort of the thing we're not so sure about is the fact that he's back in Europe now. So Beastie's a player that's always struggled when he plays with a little bit of delay. And I really want to see the best Beastie possible because I do think that he's a top foreign player. But he's going to be playing from Serbia. So
exactly, good point there, Ben. Being in Europe is not necessarily a huge disadvantage because every now and then you still play one game on European server as well. But Serbian internet is nothing compared to the internet of countries like Sweden, Germany. Even Holland has pretty good internet.
And to BC's credit, too, you know, I played against Alive, who is a top-class player, if you guys don't know already.
I think everybody knows.
I think everybody knows. But it felt manageable. And I was playing on Korean server with some sort of lag. I played BCQT probably 8 to 10 games in a row, and I lost every single one of them. He's one of the only people in the world that I actually feel like just can do more stuff than me. He can macro at the same time as micro, and it's just overwhelming. It's to the point where I know he's outclassed me completely. I can't keep up with him, and I'm looking forward to see him against, of course, Violet. I don't want to
we can't
not
write
disregard
off Violet.
him.
He's just a monster. One of the best Zergs in the world. That's just the fact of the matter. He is one of the top Zergs on the planet. Some of the most impressive results, some of the most consistent results. That's why he's here in our league. Now I do know they used to practice together a lot, and in practice, Beastie very often beat Violet.
I think Violet's one of those players that you always are kind of critical on people that have super high APM, but Violet is one of the only people, him and I think DRG, that can actually use that APM right. And I think that's something that's so powerful. Actually, I'm doing a top 10 with him, and he's included, just showing like he peaked at maybe 500 APM, and he was able to efficiently use him. Yeah, he was microing. You guys remember he was microing queens back home, transfusing constantly, and at the same time across the whole field throwing down infested Terrans and fumbles. It was crazy.
Huge attack. It was a great series. That was actually against Lowly. Very impressive series. The Belarusian falling to Violet, unfortunately, but still a couple of great games. Last 2 games that I'm looking forward to this week are Thorazine Vibe and Stefano versus Damaja. Certainly Stefano versus Damaja, since these guys represent the best of the best when it comes to foreign ZVZ.
Not just that, Ben, but I want to talk about Thorazine Vibe first, because that was our first match on this match sheet. Vibe just keeps on impressing people, and somehow I really feel that Vibe is one of those people who never gets the credits he ever deserves. Like, how much more money does this guy have to win, or how much more consistent does he have to be in team leagues or in one-on-one competitions to actually get a lot of people on his stream? And yes, of course, it's about entertainment as well, but at the end of the day, we all love StarCraft, and don't we like to see high-level StarCraft? And if anything, Vibe is really a player who shows you that consistently, yet just people overlook him.
Yeah, it's really weird, man, but maybe this is a good time to segue into one of our other little things we're talking about today. Vibe, a member of Team Root. You're talking about how Vibe often gets overlooked. Well, NASL has noticed certainly Root and their players and the great strength that they have. I think they're one of the best teams.
You're talking about me right now? Or?
Kevin looked so proud when you were saying all that. He's like, yes. Why, yes, they are.
They don't have a single weak link.
But Ben, just be honest. You've always seen the true potential in me.
Yeah, you're right, Kev. You're right. After they picked up Rotterdam, I knew for a fact that we had to reach out to Team Root and see if we could do something special with them. Root hosts their Battle Royales fairly regularly. Well, NASL has invited Root to come have one of those Battle Royales here in Rancho Cucamonga, California. September 29th, our first Sunday showdown of the new season. Team Root's going to be out here playing Heart of the Swarm. So that's something really cool. So September 29th, for all of our subscribers, you can tune in and see one of the first really big Heart of the Swarm show matches. We're giving away a ton of money. I think $2,000 to first place, $1,000 to second place, and $500 to third and fourth place. 4 members of Team Root will be out.
Correct. And it's going to be, I think, safe to say the best members of Team Root.
And it's going to be awesome.
And actually, like, guys, I mean, normally I would be playing if we're talking about the best members, but since obviously we don't want to have a conflict of interest over here, so I won't be playing in that one. But no, it's going to be so much fun, man. I really look forward to that. So, guys, keep that weekend free in your agenda. 29th of September. It's going to be a ton of fun.
I can imagine Kevin casting his own games in the Battle Royale, only focusing on his part of the map, and be like,
and here comes the Oracle Storm Drop from Rotterdam.
Passes it over to Bitter. He's like, so what is the Zerg doing right now, Bitter?
So, Ben, what good things do you think Rotterdam's doing?
Oh, yeah. So lots of new things unveiling. We also have a new player that's going to be in the league, Andre. Would you like to talk a little bit about that?
For those of you that didn't know already, we said it last week. Puzzle couldn't come to our first match because of personal issues. Well, it's very unfortunate to actually say this. Puzzle had to drop out. There's no real easy way to say that.
He's been battling some serious illness. He's got a very severe case of pneumonia. Also dropping out of the GSL.
Yes.
So I mean,
it's really sad. So please go tweet at him. Go show your support.
Yeah.
Because it's a time where we just lost, I think, a very big pro gamer in the StarCraft Brood War scene. Of course, that would be a huge travesty if that happened in the StarCraft 2 scene. But let's talk about who's replacing him right now.
Yeah, that's right. It's just week 1 of the North American Star League. If we were 3-4 weeks in, it would probably mean that he just has to forfeit the rest of the way. But because we've got 8 weeks unplayed, we decided to invite the highest ranked Protoss player on our leaderboard on the ranking sheet that we've used to invite folks into the North American Star League, and that player is Oz of Team Fnatic. So he's going to be coming in as a replacement for Puzzle. So Oz fans rejoice. I know he's a very exciting player with some pretty unique builds. He will be playing these next 8 weeks in Puzzle's place.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see Oz. Actually one of my favorite Korean players as well. Really sad, of course, to see Puzzle go, certainly after the great season he displayed us last season, which was our first season, and I think Puzzle's first season as well. But yeah. We can only focus on the good things, Ben, and if we're going to have to focus on good things, I think Oz is a pretty good thing to focus on.
Yeah.
And we know I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
No. I think Oz is one of my favorite Protoss players, not just for innovation, but I just love what he offers to the table. Oz performs pretty well, and his first match, for those of you who are watching, will be against Galaxy in Division number 3 later this week.
I was just going to say only the cream of the crop come out from Fnatic. That is definitely for sure. We have players like Lucifron, Sen, Rotterdam, Great Torp.
Is it Great Torp or is it Great Torp?
Great Torp.
Great Torp.
Great Torp.
So I'm only looking for the very best.
Our final little piece of news today before we pass it back to the main broadcast is Heart of the Swarm beta invites. I was talking to some of my friends at Blizzard over the weekend, and I said, hey, guys, it'd be really cool if I could get some people into the beta. And they said, for you, Ben, for you, I'll let you invite 25 new players into the beta. So,
can I have one?
You already have one.
I want another, man.
No.
I want the power that you have.
I'm reserving one for the NASL sound guy. But the other 24 are for people that take part in our chat, that come out for Subscriber Saturdays, and also for people that submit content ideas to for me, for Eyes on the Community. That's Ben at NASL.tv, or to any of the casters here, Dan, Greetorp, Rotterdam, at NASL.tv. If you have cool content ideas that you would like to see these guys cover, send it to us. And if we use your piece, we will get you invited into the beta.
Yes. And that's all. It's just a way to reward subscribers, guys. Now, this is just another thing that we add on top. For those of you who are chatting, we also have new chat icons where you can have fun with us.
What the hell, man?
Chan.
You guys are all smiling, and my little chat icon looks so pissed off.
It's got the widow's peak and the very angry face.
Get this. I told Johanna about it. Johanna's my girlfriend. I told Johanna about it, and she goes, oh, they got Mr. Bitter's receding forehead. I was like, wow, Johanna, so bien.
So salty.
It's okay, man. My face just looks like this big square. I look like a little Lego man. I have a very wide face in chat. But it's another thing for our subscribers to play with. If you guys have chat, my big square face. Go back to camera 1. And it's just another thing that we're offering Subscriber Saturdays, like Ben said, exclusive content, like extended cuts of a lot of cool things, like the Fierce Fitness segment, which will air tomorrow. I'll bury my head so far underground. Episode 2 is ridiculous.
There's extended
versions of a lot of stuff that we do.
We can't air the regular Fierce Fitness because our normal viewers would just pass out from the intensity.
With all the leveling up and the final bosses, I can't keep up, bro. I can't keep up.
That's all coming to you guys, but of course our subscribers are the people we put in the priority. Pick up yours at NASL.tv. Thank you so much, Ben and Kevin, for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Dan and Andre, and I can't wait to hear y'all's broadcast. So we're done, folks. Back to those guys.
All right.